Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling seas. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Dr. Zebulon Davenport is a Vice President for Student Affairs at Westchester University. He provides leadership to multiple units that positively impact students' lives on campus. Davenport earned a doctorate in higher education and leadership from Nova Southeastern University and a Master of Education in College Student Personnel Administration, in addition to a Bachelor of Science in Communications and Public Relations with a minor in Human Services, all from James Madison University. Dr. Davenport's primary goal is student success. His contributions have advanced campus culture, organizational structure, and student achievement. Davenport is a leader and strategist who demonstrates care and concern while maximizing opportunities for all involved. His expertise includes the areas of student retention, student learning outcomes, assessment, strategic planning, and strategies for assisting first-generation college students. Dr. Davenport's publications include co-editing 2 books entitled Student Affairs Assessment, Evaluation, and Research, a guidebook for graduate students and new professionals, and Developing Leadership Skills and Abilities for Student Affairs Administrators, Lesson Letters to and from our colleagues. He also co-authored the following publication, First Generation College Students, Understanding and Improving the Experience from Recruitment to Commencement. And he also either co-authored or authored many works for journals and collected volumes. Dr. Davenport has presented at workshops for numerous public agencies, educational institutions, state, regional, and national conferences, as well as to thousands of college students and professionals throughout his career. And now it is my esteemed honor to present tonight's guest speaker, Dr. Zebulon Davenport.
So I'd like to first thank Dr. Bell and Ms. Johnson for inviting me to be a part of tonight's celebration. I do count it as a pleasure, a privilege, and an honor to be able to share a few thoughts on this auspicious occasion. And I have to say, my father, who was a minister, would say to me, son, when you get invited to speak, he said, never forget this adage. He would say, blessed is he who keepeth his message short, for he shall be invited back. So I endeavor to keep my message short, but my prayer is that something I say this evening will help somebody, anybody, just one body, to move into action as we talk about a night of gratitude. A night of gratitude. So I began to meditate on this evening's theme, and I had to Google the definition of gratitude. And I went to Merriam-Webster's dictionary. And according to Merriam-Webster, gratitude is defined as a feeling of appreciation or thanks. a feeling of appreciation or thanks. And we can't talk about being appreciative or thankful for the Melton Center as it is right now unless we first give honor and thanks to those who have come before us. You know, folks often talk about if you don't understand from whence you've come, you won't know where you're going. So I have to start with two individuals, Dr. Leslie Pinckney Hill and Mr. Charles A. Melton. Dr. Pinckney Hill, 1918, he had a vision. And naturally speaking, when we talk about a vision, there are three types of vision. There's the nearsighted individual who can see things right in front of their face, but they have difficulty seeing things off in a distance. There's the opposite, the far-sighted individual who can see things off in a distance, but they have difficulty seeing right in front of their noses. And when I think about Dr. Pinckney Hill, I would describe him as an individual who had perfect 20/20 vision. He saw a need back in 1918 for this community, and he acted on that need. That was his vision. And then he also could see that even today, 103 years later, what was needed for this community then is still thriving and serving a need right now. And not only did he have a vision, but he juxtaposed that vision with the importance of getting a good education. Now, let me just say, folks, a lot of times people will equate a good education to a college degree. But Dr. Pinckney Hill was wise enough to know that it doesn't necessarily take, and he had a couple of degrees. They tell me he had a bachelor's, a master's, and obviously a doctorate. But he knew that getting a doctorate getting a college degree wasn't necessarily what we were talking about with the emphasis of education, because we could get a certificate in culinary arts, we could get a certificate in cosmetology, we could get a certificate in computer science, we could get a certificate in construction management, you could get a certificate in electronics, you could get a certificate in auto diesel mechanics. It doesn't make a difference. He knew getting a certain level of education was what I would call the gateway to social mobility. He understood that if we got more education, that we would be able to elevate ourselves and elevate others and put us on what I call the modern day freedom train. So we're thankful and we're grateful for Dr. Pinckney Hill's vision and his emphasis on getting a quality education. Cannot have this discussion without talking about Mr. Charles A. Melton. Now, they tell me he was described as an activist. So once again, I pulled out my trusty iPhone and I Googled the definition of an activist. And according to Merriam-Webster, once again, it was defined as one who advocates or practices activism. And I was told, and I also did research on Mr. Melton, and he was one that didn't believe in standing back and waiting for people to give you something, give you what you needed, but he was one that moved into action. He didn't wait for a hand out or a hand down, because he understood that if you do that, you're going to get second best and third best. I did a little more research about Mr. Melton and found out that he served as the director for the what was then called the Westchester Community Center. And I think it was 11 to 17 years that he was the director of the Melton Center. And because of his hard work for this community and the people that he represented, in 2004, what was known as the Westchester Community Center was then renamed as the Charles A. Melton Center for Arts and Education. We can't talk about a night of gratification and gratitude without honoring those who have come before us. Now we move to the present, and we begin to talk about the Melton Center. And as I think about the Melton Center as it is, I'm reminded of the analogy of an oasis in the midst of a desert. This Melton Center, let me just talk about what an oasis is first. It's a place of refuge, a place of solitude, a place of safety, a place of cover. And when you think about our society and the confusion that's going all around in our society, the Melton Center 103 years ago was an oasis for the community, and it's still serving as an oasis right now. We're thankful for all that the folks here do and for the purpose of this Melton Center, this oasis. I think about individuals who were supported and poured into by the Melton Center, folks like Horace Pippin and Selma Burke, and the late, great civil rights activist, Mr. Bayard Rustin. I can tell you right now, I was over here the other night, Halloween celebration, and I looked at those young people, and I saw the next Selma Burke, and I saw the next Horace Pippin, I saw the next Alice Thomas, I saw the next Miss Darrell McLean. These individuals were poured into by people who valued and could see not who they were, but who they would become. And so we have to remember that when our children in this community, they don't have the opportunities as others, the Melton Center can provide those opportunities for these young people. I did a little more research about the Melton Center. If you haven't done it, I would implore you to go out and find out everything you can about what emanates from this place called the Charles A. Melton Center for Arts and Education. It still serves as a meeting place for the NAACP, the gospel choir. It serves as a polling station for local residents. I was over here in the summertime and I saw the basketball program. My daughter was over here playing volleyball. You know, we have arts and educations and entertainment, opportunities for students to get involved. Take them away from the things that are happening in the community and give them that oasis in the midst of a confused society. I looked at the pillars for the Melton Center. Academics, recreation, civic engagement, the arts, all things that we need to have in our lives to allow us to be successful in today's society. It started 103 years ago, and it's still going strong today. Now let's move to the future. We have to keep that vision alive. We have to, as I said before, see in others what they don't see in themselves. When our children don't have access to after-school programs and they don't have the resources to be able to afford certain types of lessons and they don't have the opportunities to get involved, the Melton Center provides our children with those opportunities. This is why it's important not just to give back, not just to reach back. It's important to bring people along, lift people up, and pay it forward because the oasis is still alive and well today. Speaking of giving back, the reason we're here tonight. Dr. Bell, I know you're going to like this part. And board members, I don't have a problem saying, when I was young, I remember they used to tell me, don't let your mouth write a check that your body can't cash. So what I'm here to tell you right now is this. Alone, I may not be able to do great things. But together, if we all come together and add a little bit here and a little bit there, we can do big things together. And this is why we're here tonight. I'm reminded of the story in biblical times of the widow's mite. Some of you might be familiar with it. All she had was 2 little mites. The other individuals had a lot to give, but they don't talk about the other individuals. They talk about the widow who gave from the heart. She gave what she had, and she gave willingly. And so we might not have big money, but if you can give something is better than that. Now, let me just say this, because some of y'all, I don't want folks to think you getting left, off the hook. If you got $100 give 150. If you have 200, give 250. If you've got 5, if you've got 1,000, I'm sure the folks on the board at the Melton Center will accept what you have to give. But if you only have 10, give $10. And if you don't have any money, you can give your time. You see, as I sit down and as I close, I want you to remember this one thing. This center serves a valuable need for our community. The Melton Center is the center for personal, professional, cultural, and spiritual growth for the entire community. You see, greatness has come from the center, greatness is coming from the center, and if we continue to support the center, greatness will continue to emanate from the Charles A. Melton Center for Arts and Education. So when you think about how you can keep the vision going, my exhortation to you is to give what you have, give what you can, but give to the Charles A. Melton Center for Arts and Education. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. I am here with Mr. Tim Nelson, who was involved on the board of the Westchester Food Cupboard and also on the board of Chester County Hospital. Tim walked in during the COVID-19 and assured that individuals in the community, including Melton Center staff, had access to COVID-19 shots to make everyone safe. And on top of that, we had came up with a program to feed the underserved community in the east end of Westchester. Tim, what made you become involved with the Melton Center during the time that you did?
Well, Ken, the Melton Center has a strong history, and the foundation means a lot to me. When you look at the founding reasons for the Melton Center, the focus is to help meet some of those unmet needs of our community. And what better place to spend time and energy and try to channel resources than an organization that has a history of focusing on unmet needs for the community that we all love.
Nice. Well, you heard it from Tim. We wanted to present you with this award, the Legacy Award, and legacy is something that we want to continue to, what it means is that you'll be involved with us from here until. Thank you very much for your service to the Melton Center and the Westchester community and beyond, and we are honored to be able to give you such an award. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
Congratulations, Tim. I applaud you for this award and also all the accomplishments you've done throughout the years. Tim is self-motivated, he's eager to please, and he takes a back seat to praise. If you know him, he knows your spouse, your children, and even your dog's name. We call him Huz Dad. He's a perfect husband, an amazing dad. Tim believes that success is non-negotiable. He's community driven. He doesn't work hard, he works smart. He never cares where you've been, but he always cares where you're going, and he chooses to help you get there. Your life matters. But make no mistake, if you're just wanting to talk about it and not be about it, Tim Nelson is not your guy. So, once again, thank you for Family First. We love you, and congratulations.
Congratulations, Papa, for your Legacy Award, for your hard work in the community. You have inspired me to be a leader in service.
Dad, you never cease to amaze me. I am very proud of you and want to congratulate you on receiving this Legacy Award for all the hard work that you've done in our community. You deserve it. As you've always taught us, do it and do it well.
Dad, I'd like to say congratulations on your award. I can think of no one more deserving. Bias, of course, being your son. You've given so much to the world and everyone around you, including your children, that you're making it hard on us to kind of keep up with all your accolades and progress you've made throughout your lifetime. I like to say that you're a role model for me as well as my siblings. and we wouldn't trade you for anybody in the world. We love you, and once again, congratulations.
As a child, the definition of a hero is very simple. It's often someone who saves lives, is brave and strong. But as we mature, it's our role models, our mentors, our public figures that embody our aspirations, our values, and our goals. Through my years, my definition has changed, but my hero remained the same. It's my dad, Tim Nelson. Heroes, they not only serve others, but they also empower them to be able to be heroes of their own. And if you know Tim Nelson, then you know that serving is not just a single task. It's about making sure that people have the knowledge and tools that they need so that they can continuously improve and also impact even more lives. Dad, I just want to say I'm so proud of you for serving other people, and I'm so excited that others are getting the chance to see the light that's inside of you. Congratulations. I love you.
What a wonderful change in my life has been wrought since the center came into my heart. I have light in my soul which for long I had sought. Since the center came into my heart, since the center came into my heart, since the Melton center came into my heart, floods of joy o'er my soul like the sea below roll. Since the center came into my heart. I have ceased from my wandering and going astray. Since the center came into my heart, and it's made me the woman that I am today. Since the center came into my heart, since the center came into my heart, since the center came into my heart, floods of joy o'er my soul like the sea below roll. Since the Melton center came into my heart. Since the center came into my heart, since the center came into my heart, floods of joy on my soul like the sea billows roll. Since the Melton center came into my heart.
Hello everyone, my name is Zaire Newton. I'm born and raised in Westchester. What the center means to me. When I was growing up, the center meant everything to me. I grew up across the street from the community center. We played football on the field, we played basketball. We also had talent shows, we had after school programs, we went on field trips. The community center was the first place I ever learned how to swim when the pool was here. Also at the community center now, I am the commissioner of the basketball league, and I also run clinics on Sunday mornings here.
Hi, my name is Michelle, and I started in the program as a student in 2011 when I was in first grade. I live in the community, and this program really gave me a lot that I still have as a high school student. It really built me up academically and socially. Academically, I live in a situation, or also financially, in a situation where I wouldn't be exposed to a lot of things, and I didn't have help at home that I probably would have gotten in other places, and having counselors here that could help me like daily was such a big help. And financially, they exposed me to a lot of things that I wouldn't have at home, or if I didn't have school, I wouldn't. there was like art programs, music, and I love art and music now, and I wouldn't have that otherwise. As a student, it really built me up. I have that kind of academic vigor that I don't think I would have had regardless, and I always thank this place for that. It's a big rock, and I live across the street, and it's just, every time I look outside, I remember where I came from. And I decided to come back as a counselor, and seeing these kids and seeing how I can help them the same way that the center has helped me is just such a beautiful thing, and I'm glad to be a part of it.